Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Heroes of the Storm Southeast Asia Championship semifinals between Flower and HOTS'Mad. So it's LAF versus Mad here, and I think that these two teams have equal potential in qualifying for the national finals. Relics is the first team of today to be officially qualified for the Singapore finals, and they are guaranteed 500 Singapore dollars right now. They will be playing for 500 more in the grand finals later on, but in general, they just really want to qualify because there is a total of 15,000 Singapore dollars on the line for the Singapore finals. So that's it. I'm Babel, and I'm your host and shoutcaster for today. Hope you guys enjoy my shouting. I'm just kidding, but yeah. So yeah, we're just gonna go into this draft right now. My producer's on my left, by the way, in case you're wondering why I'm always looking in that direction. So the draft has just started. Mad versus LAF. This is the pinnacle of both teams' career. They really need to get qualified here. There will be 3 other qualifiers, but they are so close to getting qualified. They're on the right side of the bracket. I think that they just should do their best. So that's it. I do believe that the first pick went to MAD. That means that Flower picked this map. It is Sky Temple. Here, the rules are very simple. We will flip a coin toss, and the team that wins the coin toss will decide whether they want to go map pick or first pick, and the other team will then decide the map or the first pick. So that's it. MAD, first ban Lost Vikings. LAF, first ban Illidan. No Illidan, no Lost Vikings is a very interesting thing to see here, because I don't think that Lost Vikings on LAF is the strongest character yet. There's a lot of things that LAF can play that is very relevant and strong in today's meta. It doesn't need to be a Lost Vikings. For MAD, on the flip side, Illidan is one of the stronger plays. I'm definitely sure LAF spiked them while they're playing in the game just now. But yeah, so that's a first pick Jaina, follow which ETC Sylvanas, and on the other side on Flower's team, you got Kilthas, Brightwing, Anubarak, Muradin, dual tanks on LAF, and one very good, fantastic range damage dealer, that's the Kilthas, and Brightwing with substantial support and good Emerald win. For Mad, they will have substantial, well, heals as well. Rhaegar is the burst heal answer for them. They've got 2 damage dealer right there. ETC as well. What they don't have is, synergy in this lineup. It feels like this lineup is like a little bit different. It's not as if that they've got a one-ball combo they can pull off, or everyone is very push intensive. Jaina, Sylvanas is just very standard. I'm expecting this to be a second pick. The second pick to be a support healer. It could be Uther. No, it's actually going to be Vala. Alright. So what this means is that MAD is effectively opting for Vala, Jaina, damage dealer, Sylvanas, and it is going to be the standard 3 damage dealer, 1 tank, 1 support strategy for them. But I don't like this because it is not necessarily strong in holding fronts, and they are kind of squishy. Plus, the heal from Rhaegar is only burst heal on 1 singular target. It is not able to spread onto many people, and that's the problem here. If you have got Uther, at least you can heal 2 or 3. Rhaegar is just chain heal 1 target, ancestral healing 1 target, that's about it. For LAF, they decided to go for Zeratul, and that's interesting. Zeratul has not really been popular in the scene recently, but Kilthas Zeratul, it's substantial damage there, of course. Anubarak has got a lot of damage as well, and the Beetles there, like I mentioned before. Muradin, Anup will provide the space that they need. Zeratul, I'm expecting this to be Void Prison again. Kilthas would definitely be going for possibly Flame Strike into Phoenix, and we'll see how that is going to work out. So yeah, that's it. We're going to go into the map here. Sky Temple is the map for this game 1 between Flower and Mad. In Sky Temple, there's a total of 3 temples spawning, but at any point in time, it could be 1, 2, or 3. They spawn in a very fixed order and rotation, starting with the first 2 on top, and then the one at the bottom, and so on and so forth. There's also a total of 2 Bruiser camps on this map, 1 Boss camp, and 2 Siege camp. So this map, it is one of those maps that you don't need to push down the core physically to win this game. All you need to do is just to take those temples, which is fine. Map control and, possession, possession, rotation, positioning is going to be a lot more important in this map as compared to maps like Cursed Hollow, etc., etc. This map also forces team fight from time to time. It's actually a perfect balance between Dragonshire, which virtually you're never going to see much of team fight, as well as Cursed Hollow, which you will always see team fights at the tribute area. It's also a fairly large map, so that's what I like about this map. It is also Egyptian themed map. and that's really cool and all. Right. So that said, 3 lanes, enough camps for everyone to share. Lots of temples here. In this lineup, I would say for sure that you have a lot of advantage for Zeratul for sure. So Sky Temple is a crazy good map, and I really like this map a lot. It is also very bright in terms of color theme. But yeah, so the players are just PMing me right now to confirm if the map is correct. It is Sky Temple. I was just making reference to Cursed Hollow, making reference to some other maps. Yeah, Dragonshire. So yeah, this is Sky Temple, Look of Flower, MAD. I am very excited. This should be a close series. Both teams are on similar levels here, and I'm very keen to see who is actually going to win the series. Whoever win the series, by the way, again, guys, they will get 500 Singapore dollars guaranteed going to the grand finals, as well as qualification for the national finals. The loser will play in a bronze match for some item codes and effectively nothing else. Right, shout out to our sponsors, Alienware, Intel, Fairfield sponsor Razer, and streaming partner XSplit for making this happen. Really happy to have all of these guys on board for the Southeast Asia Championship and the Road to Blizzcon. By the way, guys, this is the official Road to Blizzcon. The winner from the Singapore finals will go and play in a multinational Bangkok, Thailand regional finals, in which the winner of that will go and play in America, in the US of A. So here we go. On the blue team, we got LAF, Look of Flower, Shade Fox on the Bright Wing. We also got Sync on Anubarak, Nick Bart playing as the Kel'Thas, Feline onto the Muradin, and Krendor playing as the Zeratul. On the red team, we have Team Mad, HOTS'Mad, that is Kiro onto the Vala, DM Desire onto the Rhaegar, Vertis onto Janar, as well as Mizu Mute onto the ETC. Last but not least, Savannah is being played by JR Ron. So close game. I am expecting both teams to really just stretch it out to the full BO3, because this is going to be a close series. Both teams are good in their own right. Kiro with a very nice introduction. And it seems like a stun on 2. Flame Strike already. No kills just yet. This is what we call a bad intro. But yeah, you really want to see people dying right off the bat. That's the hallmark of a successful gank. But they're going back to the individual lanes. Too much to lose here. They're not going to overextend, and it seems like it's going to be 3-man mid lane for Look of Flower. Solo Muradin on the top, as well as Solo Zeratul possibly soaking on the bottom lane. But I really like to see Zeratul with a little bit roaming, pressure. Because if JR Ron is here on the bottom lane, it is not really worth Zeratul's time. No, the Savannah's effective is going to push down a lot, and that means that the lane's going to get pressured, and you don't want to be in a position. Meanwhile, mid lane, it is just the Kel'Thas as well as Anubarak left. And that's all that there is there. They're up against a 3-man team coming out from Team MAD. It is Jaina, ETC, and Rhaegar. So looking at the talents, we got Regeneration Master, which is very interesting for Zeratul, I have to say. I have never dreamt that Zeratul needs so much regeneration, but it could be possible. So Mana Addict on the Kel'Thas, Scouting Drone as well. Well, the build for the Anubarak, and Reverberation on Muradin. Everything on the left looks okay except for Regeneration Master on Zeratul. And for the red team, we got Rancor, which means this is going to be a right-click Vala. There's also the block on ETC, standard stuff for tank. And hold that taut. No ganks just yet. Okay, good stun. No one else to follow up. And Kel'Thas is just going to go to town all day long here with Flame Strike. This is just such a good position for Flame Strike. Look at all those stuns, the damage, the punishment on the red team. You don't want to be in a spot. 5 men in the same area. There you said you don't need all 5 in that area. You can actually spread a little bit, at least secure, the area around this temple, just to make sure that you don't go down and do a lot of damage or burst from the blue team. There's also that shield that really helps them with slow, and the totem that heals allies in area for 2%. So that's pretty good. The healing totem is good, as well as the Bob Shot that really just fires. Well, actually, no, this is interesting. Okay, so this is actually going to be a split push Sylvanas. I can't find other ways to legitimatize this thing, because I expect it to be with the wind that helps with range. But we'll see. It is actually Envenom, so This is interesting. This is really interesting. It helps Sylvanas push a little bit more, but we'll see. So stun lands quickly on the DM Desire. Rhaegar actually going down, and Krendor will pot right out of that one. Virtus not able to do anything, help the teammate right there. Mizumute is effectively missing right now, and Kiro is also rotating back up here to the top lane, not able to do anything. Shade Fox down south with JR Ron. Very intimate moments right there. Sync in the mid lane, the Virtus. So far so good. Let's check in on the second batch of talents here. Singularity Spike explodes. This is okay. Gravity Labs as well, but I mean, Zeratul is just very, very different. I'm not expecting this to be Shadow Assault. The more I look at it, there's no way it could be. This is definitely going to be a Biddle noob, like I mentioned before. Everything looks standard and set to go ahead. It's actually a promote Brightwing. So Brightwing is going to try and push the lanes a little bit more, and blue team now having a bit of advantage going forward. For the red team, it is a right-click damage. It is going to be a right-click Vala, very standard. I'm expecting it to have a very standard searing attack next for Vala. And Power Slide with a bit of extra weave there, use utility, so that's okay. Again, ETC, I really prefer the face melt build. I don't really like the Power Slide one. I think that the Power Slide one, you don't really need so much buffs on the Power Slide, my bad. But yeah, the temple now spawning. This is the one down south, and great timing. Most teams really want to do this to pick up the Bruiser Camp, but the red team slightly earlier, so Nick Bart's going to be here to try and defend this area. Also going to see the Flame Strike coming out. Bottom lane, red team's going to have a bit of the extra advantage with this temple here. Sync is in position, probably. Feline also there. Shade Fox is there. Kiro get it. Oh, good stun on Kiro right there quickly. Also follow up, but 3-man stun by the Power Slide on the ETC. Sync dropping quickly. Sync goes down. Feline also goes down. And HOTS'Mad right now, all 5 of them in a great position. Krendor is out of invisibility as well. Mizumute, great stun. Shade Fox effectively last hit will go down. And Nick Bart, it's all because they took the fight without Kilthus. That means they're going to lose the temple. This fight effectively is not going to be good for them. They can wait for Brightwing to respawn. I think it's still a contest here, but it would be wiser to go and soak the lane EXP for the other 2 lanes right now. Top lane's already pushing. Well, there's a lot of interpretation right now. You can actually try and defend and wrestle away control of the bottom temple while the top lane is pushing. I think that's fantastic. You can also push the top lane and get the job done faster. I think that's okay as well. You can also do nothing, which I think is happening. They're just soaking EXP, which is okay. They just have a level behind. And yeah, so red team has got a slight advantage, but the top lane 4 is effectively going down. Nick Bart is here as Kilthus, and effectively I think that the fort may not go down. Sylvanas is here to save the day. Remember, Sylvanas has got the talent that is called Barb Shot that helps you with mainly dealing damage against minions and mercenaries. Meanwhile, Brightwing does go down, and I think that the crime scene is down south. We'll see. So great stun both ways, both Sync and Mizumute, the ETC and Anubarak. And if you look at the mid lane, Virtus is just here by himself in a pretty good spot. I would say that they're just soaking EXP right now. Top lane again. The momentum on the top lane is really insane. They're just all pushing on the right, and then it all just bounces back to the left. Level 10 on the red team. MAD already a level 10. They have the heroic talents to play about. They need to be very careful right now for the blue team. It is going to be what looks like a Ring of Vengeance, a Mosh Pit, Water Elemental, Ancestral Healing, and Willing Arrow. So great AoE combos coming in. ROV, Mosh Pit, Ancestral Healing, Water Elemental. I think it's really good with the Willing Arrow combo into this whole big wombo combo that Matt really wants to pull off here. Blue team at level 10 as well. And you can see the VP in place, the Phoenix as well. Feline jumps in. And it's going to be a Mosh Pit on 3. Shade Fox not able to do anything, but here comes a bit of the silence goes down. No problem, 2 men down already. And that's it. Nick Bart is able to pull back in the nick of time. Shade Fox a little bit too slow in that instance there. Red team now taking down the tower as well. Matt surging ahead in this first game right now. We got Sing in the bottom lane, or rather mid lane, sorry, pushing as much as she can. And it's 6 kills against 1 kill right now. If you look at the damage, it is 7,500 up on Jaina. Jaina doing a great job as compared to the 6,700 coming from Kilthus on the blue team. So red team, Matt, is just doing whatever they can right now. The temple is spawning again. 2 men effectively getting scouted out here by Feline. That's trying to get the temple charges off the mid-temple. They do also get a siege golem all the way down south, by the way. That's on the left-hand side. That's going to help them a lot with pushing the lane on the bottom side. VP on 2. Jaina's not inside. Virtus dropping really low. Feline goes in, but a great ancestral healing saves Jaina a little bit. Jaina still goes down at the end. And here we go, also going to see a bit of the web blast onto a target behind. And DM Desire needs to pull back. Hero comes back out, and there goes most of the damage there. Hero has got the heroic talent used up already. DM Desire now going to try and push back Water Elemental off cooldown for the red team. They managed to win a team fight on the mid side, but they lose one member, they lose some EXP. JR Run committing a little bit too much. Feline could have landed the stun, but didn't do that. Crandor goes in. Great skills coming out from Grandor, doing substantial damage again. DM Desire pulling back, and Feline in a great spot. And they decide to give up the temple towards the end. Feline jumping in, no mana for a stun possibly, and the Phoenix coming out as well. DM Desire so close to dying, but will not go down at the end. So the cleave there from Crandor, really crazy damage there. And you could also see that the Singularity Spike and the Blink is just very effective skills for Crandor to go in and harass and exit quickly. So far so good. Most of these teammates, or rather players, didn't die. They actually popped back home because they were low on HP. But what's good for the red team is that the Siege Golem actually effectively took out the fort on the bottom lane, which is really, really good for them. They also had the help of the towers there, or rather the temple. And that's what we would like to see. So here we have one talent out for the red team. They can take this fight. The blue team needs to be careful. They're one talent down. Crandor cleaves and pulls back. Feline now a little bit of trouble, but that said, also going to see a little bit of polymorph on DM Desire, but the Ancestral Healing going to negate most of that damage there. Feline, again, most damage coming out. And Flame Strike on 2, that's going to be huge. Jaina goes down. DM Desire is gone as well. VB only on GR Ron. Mizumute is all that's left. He does have Mosh Speed, but he doesn't have the support or damage to use it right now. 2 men left on Mad team, and they're going to have to pull back. What a victory for Look of Flower. They were so back in this team fight. They didn't even have the level 13 talent, but they were able to win that fight in spectacular fashion. You can see that the Web Plus was nicely on cooldown right now, and effectively Blink Heals just nicely healing up most of these members as well. And definitely Crandor with the VP on 1, securing most of that engagement positioning, and Sync also with some good stunts as well as Feline. So top lane, the tower did go down as well, and I think that they are very far ahead for level EXP. And suddenly blue team is ahead. That is pretty surprising. They also will take down the fort down south. And the red team now with a bit of a respawn on them. It's just getting the act together again. So like I said, close game between both of them, level 14 both ways. And they're just using very standard strategy of getting the bruiser camps whenever possible, and also getting at the right time when the temple spawns down south. I'd like to give full on credits. The mid temple fight went to the red team. The bottom temple fight went to the blue team. It's just a huge tug of war right now in between both of these teams right now. And if you look at it, 11 minutes in, 6 kills on par each side. So that says a lot about this game that we're gonna expect. So the Web Plus is a huge ally for Underbarak. It is a huge asset for them. They really need to make sure that they capitalize on that a lot. The Web Plus is going to effectively disable one damage dealer or maybe even a support. That's what I like to see. So that's it. Do note, this is a live cast, guys. And they just spotted them out. Crandor coming from behind. Void Prison on 2. Sing goes in. Let's a stun only on Virtus. And here comes the Wailing Arrow connecting only on Kilthas. Crandor again with a bit of the cleave and blink. We'll try and pull back. And here comes also the Phoenix with some damage. But there goes Crandor. He goes down first. Rain of Vengeance on 2. And also going to see some heal coming from ancestral healing. Feline pulling back. Some box back from the ETC's face mount. Hero dropping really low but still not going down. 5 men still up. How is no one dead yet on the red team? So much damage coming out but still no one dying. They didn't even bother taking up the siege camp, which they will do so right now. They lost the boss camp, that's fine. Kilthas also goes down. There is no mobility on a hero, and Matt surges ahead again. Look how Flower is just struggling here. They had a good engagement sense, but Sing was not able to follow up, and the tanks are just a little bit too slow in that instance. They're not able to go in to support Crandor's Void Prison, which is very important in that instance because it locked down 2 very strong damage dealers on the red team, but they were just not able to react to that. So red team snagging up the temple on the mid side, as well as possibly might even want to get one on the top as well. Yep, they do get it. And level 16, they have the extra talent. It's going to be Blood for Blood, Echo Pedal, which is really good for damage. You're also going to see another exposure for vulnerability. Earth Grabs Totem as well. That's going to help them a lot with slow and cast range, and Blood for Blood as well for Sylvanas. So Sylvanas with a very standard movement speed boost. The only issue I have with Sylvanas is that the barb shot is not really needed. I really like the increased range a lot. It helps Sylvanas stay safe a lot more. Stormbolt connecting only on Rhaegar. Flame Strike on Jiaoran. They need to spread away. Yep, Leaving Bomb has got a huge AoE here. Kilthas. The Flame Strike actually applies a lot of damage. Jiaoran with a great Haunting Wave will be fine. And Vertius effectively in that area to provide backup if needed. The Zeratul effect is just being felt right here. So mid lane is a 50-50 thing. The top temple now is looking like the blue team is actually in a good spot to contest this. They are holding it right well. For the red team, they just need to go in and make some magic happen. 5-man close, Impel missing, completely synced with a bit of a misplay there. Willing Arrow connects on 2, but 3-man stun. Rain of Vengeance, no connection just yet. Feline now pulling back, Jiaoran doing whatever he can to hold the front, getting silence in fact. And Kiro, no backup yet. Where is the heal? The heal is gone already. Feline is able to come in and mash in the skulls of ETC. ETC goes in, a power slide, but not much of a damage here. Feline dropping. The Temple Guardians completely spying on the blue team right now, able to deal those damage as well. ETC will not die from that. The Flame Strike doesn't connect at the end, but Shade Fox, Nick, they are the sole survivors of the blue team, and they will hold the temple as it stands. What a close fight it is, and I think that it is effectively... Well, it is a mistake on both sides. The Impel missing was a big problem. The Rain of Vengeance was not being effective. I'm expecting Mosh Pit, but it wasn't even used just then. I think that they are just playing very safe. It is also important to note that at level 20, ETC gets Bolt of the Storm. If he gets it, well, then setup is going to be a lot easier, and if it is that case, then you're going to have the Mosh Pit in a very ideal position in which may just be devastating for Look of Flower. So we'll see what happens right there, right then. Now I'd just like to talk about the level 16 talent. It is actually double bombs for the Zeratul and Criticize here. Criticize here. Criticize is the polymorph with the extra boost to damage. There is not the slow. That's a little bit sad to see. Bluff of Blood as well for Anubarak, so that's still pretty fine. And Stone Form, that's okay. So this is actually more on damage Muradin as compared to tank. And I hope that it's working out well for him. He's got 15k damage, that's kinda alright. I don't think it's a lot, I think it's still fine. For the raid team on the flip side, they are really moving all around this map right now. They are getting as much of an advantage they need. They have also got a lot of vulnerability. Hold that talk, Krenna goes in, and Feline jumps in with the Dwarf Toss. They're wrestling for control here. ETC, he just nearly popped the Mosh Pit, but that goes all to the Web Blast. The silence on 4, 3 now in the Void Prison. Mizumute looking for the Mosh Pit. It's still off cooldown. He can still use it. It's not going to do it. A power slide to run away, but it's not going to get it off. That's a Jiaoran with nice stun coming up from him. And also going to try and pull back. He is going down at the end. And Sync now in a bit of a trouble. And it's not going to be good. Krendor is in position for the kill on Jaina. Jaina goes down. DM Desire is all that's left. One support against 4. And the blue team comes up on top again. The Rhaegar is not able to run away. He just lost the Ghost Roof. He is also going down. It's a team wipe for the red team. It's a complete wipe here. The blue team, Look of Flower, is in such a good position right now. Why? Because they took a fight right before the temple happened here. And that is important. That means that they not just had the help of the Bruiser camp, but they will also get the help of the temple to try and demolish some of the structures here and the mid lane. The bottom lane is also pushing out, so that's really good for them. I think that the tower should be gone. I really hope that the Siege Golems hit on the right temple, rather right towers together, but in this instance it's still fine. Krendor is at the mid lane soaking. They get level 20 on the blue team. LAF very far ahead right now. It is surprising that one level difference can actually mean a lot. 19 and 20 is a huge difference. It's really up to how LAF plays this game right now. If they try and push as much as they can, I'm very sure they should still be able to steal this game. But Matt is still not out for the count yet. It's just one bad fight. Generally, a lot of skills were being used both back and forth, but there's just no focus on Matt's side of this game. They need to make sure that they use the skills correctly with ETC and not on the other side to try and pick a fight without ETC. The Web Blast was a huge problem. I think ETC, they should have just, well, I think ETC is doing whatever he can already, but the biggest issue is that they didn't drop Rhaegar. If not, they would have that Divine Shield at least. Stumbled on 1, Jiaoran dropping very low quickly. And Sig now going to pull back, and also going to see a Rain of Vengeance on 3. Mizumute finally! Mosh Pit on 3. And you can see the Rain of Vengeance with complete full damage. The Web Blast on Kiro, not really effective. Feline jumps back in. The boss going to stun. Jiaoran gets stunned, gets wiped out by the boss. It's a spy boss. This boss is really biased. Shade Fox effectively may just go down and cause a mule down for some reason. But it's a wipe indeed for the blue team, and it's a 5-man gone again. 17 against 18, like I said, it's going to be a close game. And that was finally the right combo for the red team. The right mosh pit, the right Rain of Vengeance, the right damage. They also had Jaina, which propped the Northern exposure with a vulnerability, and that helped with extra 25% damage. Kira was so close to dying. And yeah, now red team again, with the golem, or rather the boss, pushing the bottom lane. They should be very far ahead. What they should do right now is to try and soak as much EXP to get some extra stat gain. I don't think they can actually get any camps. They should get the siege camp if they can. But if they can't, it's still fine. They should also get the extra vision, because they have map control right now, but they're just slowly soaking lane EXP. And like mentioned at 21, you don't want to soak any more, because yes, it's important to get EXP, but the level, the extra advantage you get per level is no longer as much. There's no more talents to be added after level 20. That's the main problem there. So they do get a siege camp at the end though, and they're also gonna try and pull back. Temple spawning in just about 5 seconds. So blue team just won a big fight with the temple, and then red team won again with the fight that's near the boss. They're now gonna try and resolve and settle for 1 temple each, which is interesting in terms of movement, because the blue team cannot afford to concede more temples right now. They are down all the way to just 2 fort, tier 2 forts that is. The red team still has got 3, effectively maybe left with 2 after this temple charge. Uh-oh, this is not good. They're just going for a bit of a sneezy, cheesy position right now. Where both teams having separate agendas, and they are just slowly taking whatever time they can to take down the fort at the bottom lane. The fort at the bottom lane for the red team is effectively going to go down. As for the top lane, they will get extra help of the Bruiser Camp. In fact, I think it is 2 stacks of Bruiser Camp. It is. And the blue team now potting back home to defend this area. Flame Strike is so effective against pushes here. And Feline's Singularity Spike not so much, but Sing should help with those Impale. And they finish the charges of the temple at the top lane, so that's good. And also the bottom one will finish by Shade Fox quickly. The red team now going to try and push the mid lane as 5s. They will take down the fort. The fort goes down. All forts are down, by the way, for the blue team. So they are effectively behind. It's a close game. This is going to be fun. So Krandor now, with Void Prison only on Rhaegar, this has to work. If it doesn't work, blue team is in a lot of trouble. Sync doesn't land a stun. Silence on 3. Shade Fox pulls back. They still have time. They don't have to commit just yet. Singularity Spike on DM Desire. Krandor doing whatever he can. Bullet of the Storm being used by JR Ron to jump in behind. Also going to see the blink there by Krandor. Hero catches Krandor a little bit. Unfortunately, not going to catch him with the multi-shot. Haunting Wave exposes Krandor. Here comes a 4-man stun. Also going to see some extra living bomb. Flame Strike goes down. It's a big mistake for the red team. Red team should have done this right here. It's a choke point. They're not able to win this. And JR Ron goes down. Mizumute, 4-man mosh pit. JR Ron is still on the run. There is no damage. And it seems like the ETC is left for dead here. It is prime rib. Rib is rib. Meat is meat. We got sirloin. We got everything on sale right here. The blue team may just go in, they might just go for core. Red team respawn 39 seconds before Rhaegar comes out. Rhaegar's not going to do jack. 5 men still alive on the blue. That's a huge mistake. Matt just threw this game out of the window right there. The silence was used a little bit too prematurely. There's no more heroic talent for them to fight that in that position, but they don't have a choice. The core down to 80%. Sylvanas, what can she do by herself? How you wish this is Kilthas with a 5-man living bomb, but that's not going to happen. 5%, and LAF wins the first game, goes on to the second game with an advantage against MAD. Crazy close game both ways, bouncing back and forth all the way until the end. And it is a close fight. Ultimately, it's because Krandor, Nick, Bart, Singh, this whole chain gang was able to bait out those skills, those heroic talents from the red team as compared to the red team, just committing the willing arrow. They also used up substantial stuff. We checked the replay. Okay, we are actually going to queue up a few replays, so that's what they just told me, and I'm just telling you right now, we're going to queue up a few replays and we'll see what happened there. So this is the replay from a long time ago, and they just snatched this camp really well, the Bruiser camp as well. Feline jumps in, and they got the blue camp, and if you look at that, Rain of Vengeance landing nicely great three-man stun, but the Void Prison just saved the day. Crandor there. Mizumute should have just landed the mosh pit. He should have just gone in the left direction, stunning them, but he didn't do that. I think it's on cooldown, and that's what cost the red team this fight. So blue team played is fantastically. Look at Crandor's health, Nick Butt's health. They were around in the vicinity, but they're not going down. At the end, Kilthas does die, but it's 4 versus 1. They get a team wipe. And effectively, yeah, well, there's no way he would have run away. So that's gone. So 13 kills right now on the red and 14 on the blue. And we're also going to queue up the next replay. They are just getting that prepared right now. Meanwhile, look at the damage chart. You can see that Kilthas 63,000 is a lot. It's a huge statement right there. Anubarak 25k, a little bit below, but I think it's because she went for talents that are a little bit more towards... Well, actually, no. No excuses. This is okay. Anubarak should be about 33k with this build, but it's not performing just yet. We'll see the next replay right now, so let's go in. So this is the fight around the boss. This is the one that the blue team won, I suppose. And look at that. No, the red team won. Look at this mosh pit, all 3, and a huge burst heal on Jiaran. It's just interesting to see that DM Desire, not the Rhaegar, not healing the ETC. He's like, I've got full faith ETC will die anyway, and the boss with this big stun, this big trollish stun that shouldn't have happened, but it just happened. The mill coming down, no idea why. It's like I'm dying anyway, so the mill is just like a statement right there. And they get the boss. So they're just going to wind up the next replay as well. But yeah, so crazy. Back to the chart. 161k siege damage on Kiro. That's very good. That's really good on Navala. Unfortunately, I think the last fight was really crazy. And this is the fight I want you guys to pay attention to, because this is where... No, not this one. Oh, actually, it's beforehand. If you look at the cooldown, it's actually just a willing arrow. So they only bid out 1 heroic talent. But you look at the positioning on the blue team, it's just nicely stunning 3 to 4 members with Impel, with Feline Stumbled. And that stun lock is crazy. This 4-man mosh pit is good, but unfortunately, it's a little bit too late. That's the problem. They shouldn't have taken the same approach, same route here. It is important to not fight in a choke point like that without Sylvanas' willing arrow. That's the biggest mistake they had there, right there, and that cost them the game. Alright, so now we have the second game getting queued up already, LAF versus MAD, and it seems like we are going into that real soon. We're getting the draft sorted out, and I think that's going to take us about 5 minutes. We're going to make it as little of a delay as possible. So if you guys enjoy this cousin coverage, if you do like this, appreciate your support, give me a like on my Facebook page at fb.com/babelcast. That's the one that's right below at the screen right there right now. So pop over, give me a like. I appreciate the support a lot. I also have adjusted the volume a lot. I think this is a lot better. If it's not, do let me know. The system is designed to accommodate my volume for live audiences, but unfortunately, the limiter is not really working. So if you're on headset, I apologize if I killed your ears. If you are on maximum speaker volume, I advise you to tune it down to 50% at least. So yeah, that's it. Huge shout out to sponsors Alienware, Intel, Fairful sponsor Razer, and streaming partner XSplit for making this happen. It is gonna be a clutch game to decide who walks away with $500 guaranteed and the spot in the national finals. We'll be right back. Hope you guys enjoy this. See you guys, and don't go anywhere. The Envenom on the Brightwing, which is interesting to see, as well as some demonic strength that helps slow targets a little bit more.